topic for our webinar is how to release negative emotions and stress. I will show you today how to release emotions with bioresonance, our favorite device, Biomedis Trinity, and also the methods of neurographics and neurobionics. The word neuro says that we're going to work with our neurons, with our brain, okay? And graphics means through drawing, and bionics mean through body, through our own body. And just like that balloon pump with the needle, I will show you how to reduce your stress and negative emotions. So in a long time, it will not affect your health. Okay, so we start with stress. You know, they say that stress is about like 95, 98% factor of cause of the disease. Most of the disease have this factor of stress. It's either some acute stress or accumulated stress over the time, you know, little by little, and that will become like a chronic stress, and that stress weighs down our immune system and also affect the whole body. If you look on the left side, you see this iceberg. We have this emotional stress. Below the hidden emotions behind the stress could be agitation, irritability, hopelessness, feeling scattered, discouragement, overwhelmed, distractibility, low enthusiasm, disconnection. I would invite you to actually right now take some piece of paper and a pencil, and if you feel any of those hidden emotions, write it down, because we will be working with them later. Some disease you having, write it down. I will show you how to work with this. Okay, so stress occurs when we feel that circumstances are beyond our control. We lose perspective, cannot find solution, or believe that we need to work harder to achieve the result we laid on the goal. Stress is neither good or bad. Stress can be good, because stress is a pushing mechanism, and through stress we start like moving and doing some things, right? If it's no stress and everything peaceful, it become comfortable, and by human nature, when is it comfortable, we like to sit. But stress, of course, can be also bad. It is not how what happening to us, but how we respond to the stress, how we handle it. That's what makes the difference. Some people will respond to the pressure, like I mentioned above, very good. They will like start doing things, but some may create some panic, denial, and fear. They would be frozen, not capable of doing anything. They will have inactivity. What can stress cause? Some people can have headache, high blood pressure, heart palpitation, muscle can be tense. Some people start heavy breathing, cannot fall asleep. Digestion will screw up, become like irritable bowel syndrome, excessive sweating, could be even rashes, acne, hives, immune system down, memory loss, inability to make decisions, confusion, marital and sexual problems, sleep disorders, hair loss, flaking skin, acute respiratory diseases, and so on. This is just example, but all of those, if any of you ever had, you know that the stress is the factor of those diseases. The most destructive emotions we have, and it's fear, anxiety, resentment, anger, hatred, guilt, envy, and self-criticism. And let's talk a little bit more about each of them. Fear. If you look on the left, you can see that behind hidden emotions of the fear could be deficiency, vulnerability, weakness, worthless, mortality, helpless. Pain can be, you know, very scary, lost, being alone, powerless, ignored, defective. This is the hidden emotions of the fear. And fear is one of the most powerful emotions that can have a serious impact on the body. Constant fear causes chronic tension in the body, activating the release of cortisol and adrenaline. Fear is an internal state caused by a threatening real or perceived disaster. The cause of fear are considered to be real or imaginary danger. Some people may fear something does not exist, right? They imagine it. Chronic fear can cause psychosomatic diseases such as stomach ulcers, headaches, migraines, even respiratory diseases. Being in a state of fear for a long time can provoke the development of panic attacks and sleep disorders. Fear can cause also sore throat, infertility, indigestion, enuresis, Parkinson's disease, when it's too much stress, right? Leads to increase of the blood pressure, weakening immune system, and even heart problems. Other negative emotions, anxiety, feeling helpless, stuck in some kind of situation, overwhelmed, too much to do, being rejected, feeling regrets, feeling insecure, lonely, worriness, disrespected, embarrassed. Anxiety is a feeling of nervousness, unease, and worry that typically occurs in the absence of the imminent threat. Anxiety involves excessive nervousness, fear, apprehensions, and worry. People can also feel anxiety about things that are not dangerous, such as important events or decisions or public speaking or social situations. Long-term anxiety puts increased strain on the heart and nervous system. Anxiety can cause insomnia, panic attack, digestive disorders like ulcers and irritable bowel syndrome, development of depressive states and decreased concentration. Chronic anxiety can also cause muscle tension and joint pain. Resentment and hidden emotions of resentment is disappointment, bitterness, uneasiness, regret, not feeling heard, withdrawing, discrimination, frustration, and resentment is unfairly insult and expresses of anger towards the offender, self-pity in a situation when nothing can be fixed. Resentment is closely connected with the word justice. There is no single cause of resentment, but most cases involve an underlying sense of being mistreated or wronged by another person. Resentment can cause arthritis, kidney stones, thrush infections in women, obesity, digestive issue, cardiovascular disease, boils, furunculosis, and even cancer. The hidden emotions from the anger, it could be frustration, irritation, hurt, nervousness, disrespect, exhaustion, trauma, embarrassment, pain. You can be angry because of that. Anger is an explosive process directed against the injustice experienced and accompanied by a desire to eliminate it. Anger is considered one of the most destructive emotions. It activates the sympathetic nervous system, which leads to the release of stress hormones, increased heart rate, and increased blood pressure. Frequent outbursts of anger can lead to cardiovascular diseases, stroke, and increased aggression. Psychosomatic manifestation of anger can include migraines, stomach upset, back pain. Anger can also cause skin problems such as eczema and rashes. Anger suppression can cause also hepatitis, pancreatitis, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, Bell's palsy, furunculosis. Hatred emotion can have this hidden feeling like rejection, rage, resistance, paranoia, passive aggressiveness, emotional pain, abandonment, anxiety. Hatred is a very powerful negative emotion that can have a destructive effect on the body. Hatred is usually associated with aggression. This feeling can be a consequence of disappointment, deceived expectations, but it may also have no apparent cause. Hatred can be directed on other people or on self or a situation. Constant feeling of hatred causes the release of stress hormones, which leads to increased blood pressure, chronic heart disease, weakened immune system, and even accelerated aging. Psychosomatic manifestation of hatred can include skin problems like itching, eczema, allergies, joint pain, muscle tension. Long-term hatred can cause fatigue, depression, and acute and chronic digestive problem. Hatred can also cause heart disease, gallbladder dysfunction, heartburn, vision problems, migraine, hemorrhoids. Behind the guilt, the person may feel weighted down, punished, social withdrawal, blame, worthless, avoidance, regret, betrayal, remorse, powerlessness, culpability. Guilt is a self-conscious feeling that involves considering your own action that cause of negative consequences for other people. Guilt is an emotional response to the belief that we violated a moral standard, hurt someone, or failed to meet our own expectations. Excessive or chronic guilt can present as being unable to forgive yourself for minor mistake, believing you've caused much more harm that you actually have, criticizing or over apologizing, putting other people's needs above your own. Physical manifestation of guilt can be blushing, sweating. Some people might experience a sudden onset of allergies, rubbing their eyes or nose to remove their discomfort. Guilt can cause impotence, hernia, pain, injuries, ulcers, upset stomach, boils, ingrown toenails, insomnia, muscle tension, difficulty sleeping, loss of interest, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and social withdrawal. Envy, hidden emotions are lacking in something, being unhappy, jealous, despair, envious, hostility, disappointment, competitiveness, low self-esteem, and low self-worth. Envy is an unpleasant, often painful emotion characterized by feeling of inferiority, hostility, and resentment produced by an awareness of another person or group of people who enjoy a desired possession. Envy is a secretly held emotion. When we experience jealousy, our body experiences a real storm of emotions which affects our physical being. Here, the main physiological manifestations of jealousy and envy. It's increased heart rate, redness on the skin, high blood pressure, sleep disturbances, headaches, migraines, muscle tension, digestive disorders, loss of appetite, exhaustion, back problems. Self-criticism emotions can have hidden underlying emotions like worthlessness, inner critics, competitive judgment, perfectionism, disapproving, shame. In physiology, self-criticism refers to the act of evaluating and judging oneself harshly, often leading to negative self-perceptions and beliefs. Self-criticism or self-rejection is the inability to accept yourself as it is. The person experiences mental discomfort, becomes insecure. As a result, a person spends energy and strength in order to hide shortcomings. Self-criticism is considered to be among the most common and destructive stressors linked to different forms of physiological suffering like depression, imposter syndrome, social anxiety, and eating disorders. Self-criticism can cause painful menstruation, alcoholism, astigmatism, acne, pimples, and bulimia. Those negative emotions can affect any body systems. And if you feel like something is resonate with you, write it down. We will be using it today in our practice. So let's talk about our favorite device, Biomedis Trinity. This is all in mode 4, which is transcranial magnetic stimulation, right? So complex anxiety reductions, beta rhythm, creativity development, depression programs, mind clearing, negative thoughts erasing, overcoming fears, self-esteem development, stress program 1, theta rhythm, theta for awakening, theta for inspirations. Those are complexes you can use to work on those emotions I mentioned. And if you look at these descriptions of all the complexes which I just mentioned, so anxiety reduction helps to right in a stop, release those excessive excitement and worries. And that program works amazing. Beta rhythm is very good when you need to work and a lot you need involve logical thinking, and it also if you have anxious and fear at the same time. Creativity development, amazing, also complex, helps you to bring your self-esteem and expand your mind with this. It can be used daily. Before the creativity development, use also conscious control. So you're more like a pilot on your ship. Depression program 1 can help you with the fear, fatigue, joylessness, weakness, manic phase of depression, those emotions, mind clearing for any of those emotions, any of the emotions negative you feel, you can use this complex mind clearing. And when you do the brain scan before you play the program, think about that negative emotion, make it like in your mind. So the Trinity will pick it up, the frequency of that emotion, and start to calm it down. Also, negative thoughts erasing. Any negative thoughts or emotions, this program is amazing. It's the same way. When you scan your brain, you're going to think about that negative emotion, like would start like a broken record in your head. Okay, fear releasing, also amazing program to work with fears, phobias, and anxieties. It's great. It helps with the release fear before exams and for schools like tests, school phobia. Self-esteem development for people who self-criticize themselves, they're thinking not good enough for themselves. Also very good program. Stress program 1, you can read that it can be helpful with any stressful situations in schools, at work, in relationships with teachers, parents, friends, kids, anxiety, and also associated organs like you see like stomach, maybe spasm. It all helps to with that kind of symptoms of negative emotions. Theta complex is amazing for your creativity, all of them, inspiration, awaken, and we all need to be creative. Creativity is and beautiful and aesthetic is one of the healer. When you see the beautiful through the eyes, you have the positive impact on your subconscious mind, and it does help you with any healing. So besides mode 4, we have 5 complexes in mode 1 and 2, which will also help you to release negative emotions and stress. Complex number 1, anti-stress complex. We recommend to start with this complex when you just receive your device. I think it's one of the most important complex. When you're stressed, the healing process will slow down. So in the first couple of weeks, use anti-stress complex, which will address any underlying stress issues, reduce the stress, regulates emotions, improves your energy and mood. And also very good complex 19, anti-depression, which helps with the behavior issue, regulates emotions, improves energy and mood as well. You can see which one will fit you better. Some people like one or another. We're all different. Great complex just for 45 minutes is the complex 66 energy restoration. And if you see the complex balance your chakras and energy field, and you know that all chakras and organs connected to our emotions directly. Panic attack. When you feel anxiety, panic attack complex 137 prevents reoccurrence of panic attacks, helps with a sudden episode, intense fear, when there is no real danger or apparent cause. We also have complex psychological problems under number 150. Also helps you to balance energy, emotions, and memory. All kinds of emotions. If you look at the programs, it's anxiety, depression, stress, irritation, annoyance, fear control, distress, chronic sorrow, joy center, annoyance, fear feeling, all emotions we mentioned today. I also want to remind you that we have 3 amazing super programs. Those programs are super programs because they can help you with many conditions. And if you look at the complex super program 1, which you play in mode 2, this program helps to synchronize all major biophysical processes on various levels. Super program 2, you play in mode 4, helps with the spasm and smooth muscles and arteries and organs. And why do you think they all spasm? Because of the stress. Super program 3 in mode 3, this is a program to balance your natural rhythms like days and nights, which is also very important to help your body. Okay, and another things, also any negative emotions you feel, drink hot water. Hot water will dilate all your vessels, relax your body with the temperature. And for example, if you feel anxiety, the first aid you have is drinking hot water, little sips by little sips. It will prevent, person from heart attack or anything, can happen when you have a high amount of stress. So don't forget the water. And now I want to show you amazing techniques. I know this technique for many years, and when I give it to a client, it always helps. This is any negative emotion releasing technique through tapping on the body. As you know that we have all kind of meridians in us and the points. So we're going to tap on those meridians. And when we say, we're going to program our body for that saying, okay? Bring in your mind emotions which you often feel or maybe you feel right now. For example, maybe you feel some fear. A lot of people have fear, especially, after that COVID started, almost all of us went through all kinds of fears through that time. So maybe you have a fear or anxiety right now, and rate in the scale from 1 to 10, like 10, or maybe it's not as acute right now. Let's say I will put fear, and I feel fear maybe like 7. Okay. So we're going to tap on the clavicle, and this is a lung point in Chinese medicine, and this is a very good reset buttons with everything. For example, if you feel down or like sleepy or energy low, or you just cannot get out, change your state of mind or emotions, this is very good just to tap here to reset yourself, to reset your sympathetic parasympathetic system. And when you're gonna tap, you're gonna just like tap on that points. I'm going to say those words 3 times. Even though I'm feeling fear, I bless that feeling and I love myself. Even though I'm feeling fear, I bless that feeling and I love myself. Even though I'm feeling fear, I bless that feeling and I love myself. Okay? And then you can just take deep breath and release it. And for me, it's you're already gonna start feeling differently. Okay. And after this, we reset ourselves, and now we are going to program our mind through all kinds of points in our face and chest. We're going to first tap on the beginning of the brow right here with like fingers. First, we tap in here and we say, I release my fear, I release it now. And you can repeat. Then side of your eye, I release my fear, I release it now. Then under the eye, I release my fear, I release it now. Under your nose, I release my fear, I release it now. On the chin, I release my fear, I release it now. Then beginning of the collarbone, I release my fear, I release it now. Under the arm, I release my fear, I release it now. And under the breast, I release my fear, I release it now. And then again, take a deep breath in. And exhale all that you tap off, right? Through energetically, you exhale it outside. If it was my fear was 7, right now I can tell that it's like 3. It really released me already. And if we release something negative, we need to refill with something positive. And for example, positive for fear will be braveness. And that emotion I will put in my body. So we're gonna be tapping on the same point again, repeating in each point, and you just repeat after me. On the eyebrows, I breathe in braveness. I'm feeling brave now. Side of your eyes, I breathe in braveness. I'm feeling brave now. On the eye, I'm bringing in braveness. I'm feeling brave now. On the nose, I bring in braveness. I'm feeling brave now. Chin, I bring in braveness. I'm feeling brave now. On the collarbone, I am bringing in braveness. I feeling brave now. On the arm, I bring in braveness. I am feeling brave now. And under the breast, I bring in braveness. I'm feeling brave now. And now we're going to do a karate chop like this. I bring in braveness. I bring in, I am feeling brave now. And now you also rate from a scale from 0 to 1 with your emotion. And for example, mine is maybe now like 2. And you can leave like 2 and you find this, or you can repeat it and reduce it to 0. This next method. This one, we are going to work on the also on our brain through the drawing. But before we start the practice, I want to give you a little presentation about how this method was born, neurographics. It was born 11 years ago. On April 29, it will be 11 years, 2014. And this method created by a Russian philosopher, professor, architect in Russia, Pavel Piskaryov. And he created this method from the looking on the nature. And when he was observing the nature, what he noticed that everything in nature looks alike, and the whole world is contained only lines and circles. So let's look at the nature. If you look at the clouds, if you look at the mountains, you see that everything has like a bionic line. It's the line doesn't repeat itself. It goes like unpredictably where you don't expect it to see, and it doesn't repeat itself. It's like a God creation. The lines, they are all different, and everything in those lines have a round in shape. There is nothing like in between has an angle. For example, let's look at the element of the tree. If you look at the bark of the tree, you see how they all go wavy and rounded. If you look at the cut of the tree, you also see those wavy lines. Look at the branches on the trees, also very wavy, or roots on the tree, also wavy. You see all that pattern? If you even look at the skeleton of the leaf and the leaf itself, you see all of those bionic lines in between, the stems and branches. Let's see element of fire, the volcanoes, the fire itself, it all always have that line, that waviness. The earth element, you see the cracks and the asphalt or the land. You see that the wind make those ripples in the sand. You see the cut of the stone. They all have that wavy line, and that line is never the same. You look at even our fruits and vegetables, flowers, it's everywhere in the nature. In our galactics, you see all the stars and Milky Way is also that line. And if you even look in our body, and we are part of the nature, right? You see the same bionic lines. Look at the pupil of the eyes, the lines in them. Look at the just a cell itself. Inside the cell, those mitochondria, organelles. Look at all of our body system, cardiovascular, the blood, the vessels have that pattern. Lymphatic system, same thing. Nerve system all goes wavy and round. And look at our respiratory lungs, those brachioles. They're just like trees. Look at even in our bones, the bone marrow, it also has that bionic lines, the wrinkles on the skin, the muscles, and the digestive system. Look, all of those intestines, everything look alike in the nature. Even if you look like at the lips, the palms, at the fingerprint, if you look at the wrinkles of the elderly person, or even if you look at the old paintings, like in churches, icons, they all have those lines. By the way, in the paintings, those lines called craquelures. This is everywhere. This is how the nature, the frequency wave through the subjects and objects. That's the God creation, that bionic line. And look at this metals, gold, silver, platinum, all of those also bionic. The water is very beautiful to look at the old state of the water and the ripples in the oceans. And that on the left side is the Amazonia River. From the space, you just look perfect bionic line. The waves, the water goes on the shore. If you look, it also has this line, and even frozen water on the windows, like sea icicles. The lightning, perfect examples of those bionic lines. The tornadoes, the hurricanes, they all have that nature. Look how beautiful is fauna and flora everywhere has this bionic. The spider net, the butterfly pattern, animals, how beautiful. And of course, the brain, the neurons and neural connections, they all like bionic, and you see all this fold in the brain, and there's also this neurobionic line. And even our brain waves also have this bionic line. So the whole idea of Pavel Piskarev came to life, that he think that if everything in nature is bionic, that you can work on any problem in life or any project in life with a bionic approach. And that's how Neurographic was born. And you know that the Morse code, also every letter has either a circle or line. So you can explain the whole world. The whole world can be explained in circle and lines. And internet, it's also coded 1 and 0, line and 0. And what we are human creating, we are creating everything straight and everything under some angle. Look at our roads, our wires, furniture, corners, houses, everything man built is built straight and under the corner. It's kind of like a box thinking. We cannot see certain bionic things in life, and we may stuck in our thoughts and may not have a transformation because of this. And the neurographic method is the maximum realism. As you see, that neurographic could just look like a nature, all bionic lines, because it is based on bionic nature. The line in neurographic is bionic. It does not repeat itself on each segment of its movement, and it is rounded. So that's how we build our new neurons. Neurographic models our brain neurons and affect our consciousness, which occupy 25% of human behavior. And our subconscious mind is 75% of human behavior come from there. And we have no idea why we behave of certain things, because somewhere subconsciously, that's how it was programmed. From our life experience, and sometimes this life, sometimes even previous lives. Neurographics teaches you how to listen to yourself and increase your intuition. When we're going to draw with you, we're always going to check how we feel on the physical plan, then also your emotions, what you feel right now. Then we're going to close our eyes and see what vision do you see at this moment, and what does it mean to you, what you're thinking about. So that will teach you how to increase your intuition and often listen to yourself. And from that, you will know how to make good decisions. The word neurographic consists of two parts. A neuro is a set of interconnected neuron cells or a neurosystem that can process, store, and transmit information between neurons, and also determine the level of motivation. Graphics is the way of drawing in art. Neurographics is the method that combines graphic techniques and psychological techniques. So we're going to use a lot of algorithms, which was created by psychologists, but Pavel Piskarov put it in a drawing format. Neurographic is the tool for interacting with yourself and your mental state. Neurographics is drawing your neural connections with your own intention. When you use your hand by drawing, it's called fine motor skill. You will have that signal also go to your brain, and then when you're going to see your drawing with your eyes, and eyes is also has a neuron goes to the brain. Those neurographic methods is very powerful because of this. Neurographic is the method which can accompany any life project. And right now, for these 10 sessions, we're going to take life project our health. So everything we're going to learn about neurographic, we're going to draw about health. But if it's neurographic, you can work on the business, on the money, on relationship, on anything, like, for example, sell the house. You cannot sell the house, you draw neurographics and you sell it. Or even like if you lost your things and you find it, because the neurographic will release those tensions in your mind. The main idea of neurographic is become an author of your own life. Okay, so you can create your reality by drawing it. This is Pavel Piskarov, a creator of neurographics, and he has this 10 principle of neurographics. That images, all the images we're going to draw, they integrate some meaning. For example, today we're going to draw circles, and circles will represent a certain meaning for you. Meanings contain states of mind. Problems are the creation of the thinking mind. The solution of any problems has bionic quality. So look like a nature. Only through the nature we can like transform and go through. Then when we receive the harmony through static and this work, it will bring us anyway to a satisfaction. He also said that the universe fits upon the tip of the marker. So you just take a marker and you create your reality. Any task has a graphical solution. You can basically draw everything what you are and around you in the paper. Drawing has no borders or boundaries. The work consists of shapes and lines, and drawing is very easy. So if you never ever drew before, don't worry, because I also didn't draw before. And drawing, we're just going to really use those lines, and everybody can do it. I do the Neurographic also for the kids, and we start to drawing as early as 2 years old. And I do have a client who is 2.5 years old and he loves Neurographics. And we already worked with him on the two things. There was attention in the family because he was divorced. So Neurographic helped him so much. I have a good feedback. So that what we need to prepare today, and what you will need, first of all, you will need a piece of paper. The best is like a thick paper, buy at Amazon for art. But if you don't have it today, you can just get a printing paper. Things this marker can go through, but it's okay. It's okay for practice, for the first practice. The only thing, don't take paper which has lines, because we don't need for our mind to see that straight human nature. We need everything bionic, so it has to be clear, okay? We also need marker. It's the most important instrument for people who draw Neurographica. 1 millimeter, like medium one, we use the most. And then we also use this thin one and also thick one. Why we use all different kind of thickness? Because we are creating 3D graphics, working on you on all different levels. But if you don't have it today, you start with what you have. But ideally, would be good to have 3 different tips. It doesn't matter what color. I took black today. You can pick any color: blue, red, green, whatever you like, whatever you call. You will need also highlighters. Why highlighters? Because they're not gonna color the graphics. Every color is also energy. And you can also have pencils. Okay, pencils we use to create different tones of the color later on, to kind of make everything nice and more aesthetic. Now I want to show you graphically how does neurographics work and how our existing neural connections affect our perceptions of the world and life. For example, here I will draw some neurons and neural connections. Someone has fear because of neural connection, which is already built in the head and formed through some life experience, especially in the childhood. Your parents or other family member maybe told you to be afraid of something like sharks in the ocean or strangers on the street, and now you cannot swim and avoid the people. The more often you have an experience, the stronger neural connections are built, and until you break them, your life will not change here. And how long in life do you have this destructive programming? The longer, the harder to get rid of it. To transform these kinds of resistance is easier with neurographics because we work with subconscious mind and with our neurons. Our brain begins to see these neurons as mirror reflections through our eyes and through the fine motor skills of our hand. And the situation will change when we draw a neurographics. We put in these neurographics lines new meanings and create new positive programs. For example, you can put program that I'm safe, I love to talk and know people. And then you do the repetitions, and that's how you create new neural path. Our brain begins to see these neurons as a mirror reflections through our eyes and through fine motor skills of our hands. See how neurographic lines are not similar in each section of its movement, and it goes where we do not expect it to see. You can also practice how to draw a neurographics line with the help of a coin. It will hide your path and line goes where you do not expect it to see. Each line becomes very unique. Here's another interesting exercise you can do. Take a photo of nature from my presentation or in the internet and start drawing according to these bionic natural lines. Let go of any control, because when we have control, we begin to lead the line, and that's how we get same results we always had. I will show you how you can learn how to do this. For example, you put a marker here and now you intuitively want to go here, but instead of going here, you start to go somewhere else. There must be a resistance. Why? Because we are laying out a new road on the road where we are not used to go. Let me show you how life looks in graphics. How we go every day from point A to point B. Well, for example, you woke up in the morning, had your coffee and breakfast, listened to the news, went to work, then had break and lunch, then dinner, watched TV and went to go to sleep. And this is what you do every day. And there is another example. Every day you take same road to bring kids to school, and then you bring them to some school activities, and you take same road to work. Same line, same road will always give same result in life. And as you see that neurographic lines is different and bring to different life results. When two lines cross each other, they create four sharp angles, and our subconscious sees this as a conflict. And for this, we have to do another neurographics principle, which is smooth and round each corner. You draw a semicircle on each corner, which looks like a smile. People often do mistakes when they round up the corners. Some created just one circle, which looks like a pillow and give even more sharp angles. Some people draw squares, which has also created a lot of angles and conflicts for our subconscious. Some people draw lines carelessly and leave fringe, just like that. These examples are the big mistakes that you cannot do in neurographics. And now let me show you how to conjoin the lines correctly. In each corner, you round it and it looks like a smile. After rounding all four corners, it will look like a neurons. And the lines coming out, they should be vibrating, just like they have the energy. We also use figures in neurographics, and for the beginners, we use only circles because it's the most harmonizing figure. We can choose where we draw circles. Well, for example, here I have a lot of intersections lines, and this means that there is something happen here, some kind of process or energy. You can also draw circles where you see that there is already some arc form, and all you need is just to bring it to a full circle. You can also draw a circle where you just want it. Just avoid one mistake, which is do not put circle in the field without any lines or separate from all composition. And that's how neurographic works, and that's how you draw it correctly. So before we start to draw neurographics, let's take a piece of paper. Write today's date, April 26, 2025. And the theme today will be some of your negative emotion. My emotion is fear. The composition we will be drawing today is algorithm of removing limitation, number 3, or it's called express. Before we start to draw, we have a practice. It's called 20 words in 2 minutes. And in these 2 minutes, you're going to write words fluently, whatever comes to your mind. And when you write your words, don't just do it in one line. Make it the way your body, your hand wants to do. They could be big letters, small letters, cursive, or print. Any at any angles, anywhere in the place. Just fill out this paper with all those words. Okay, so let's do it. We're going to start 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes, let's go. Okay, the time is over. First, we need to count how many words we got. If it's less than 20, you just write down some more. If it's 20 or more, then you don't need to add extra unless you want to add something. So let's count. I have 26 words. It means that I'm warm up enough. Let's analyze the word and let's take two different markers, any colors you like. And I will look at my words and I see if how many negative words I have and how many positive words I have. Positive words I will highlight pink. And I have hope, soul, God, good, amazing, love, blessings. And I see that I have a lot of negative words, which is what I would like to also work with today. With loss, stuck, pain, ignorance, tired, regret, hurt, frustration, blame, scared, resistance, disappointments, war, judgment. I also have another words like emotions, self-esteem, working on the value of myself. And I like this word warrior. I don't know what word external means to me yet. Maybe it's something I need to work outside, like in a social relationships. But anyway, this is the practice which help to stimulate your brain and neurons before we start the practice. So I like to use Biomedis Trinity when I do the neurographics. I think they go great together. And today, while I'm going to draw the fears, I put the complex overcoming fears. I scan my head for 8 seconds. Then I'll put it on the looping repeat mode. And I just put it on this little stand here and have a therapy together with my neurographic session. Very important to have water when you're drawing because we're going to go through a lot of process, emotional things, and we need water to transform it. So if you don't have water, go grab some water right now. Today what we're going to draw algorithm of removing limitations, and which we can be also be use of how you're going to remove emotions or anything you want to remove from yourself. I want to show you express method. Okay, we're going to do a catharsis on the piece of paper. Think of the emotion what you want to release. You're going to think of that emotion, and then when you're ready, you bring that emotion up to your mouth, and with a sound, you're gonna like for 3 seconds scream, and on the paper, you're gonna just like draw like this all over, like it with your hand goes. So you're gonna like kind of release emotion or throw emotion on the paper. And now I will switch my camera and put the camera which will look at my list. I grounded myself. I put my hands like this and I'm thinking about that fear. Who I want to release? Inhale and then I and I created all of this kind of mess, a point, a blunt. And I already immediately start to feel very good. Okay, so have a list, split it in the 4. Here, body. Here, emotion. Here is going to be mind. And here is going to be image, what image you see. And for example, after catharsis, I immediately feel that my shoulders become lighter. I write it down. My emotions, I feel a little, I do feel a little fear. Gives me a little chill. Okay, what is in my mind? Right now, I'm thinking, what is the connection, okay, between all of this? And then I close my eyes. What came first, the image is the ocean. And to me, it brought the thought that shark. I do have associate my fear with the shark. I don't know what it is all about it yet, but I'm just putting it in the paper, then later to think about it more, okay? So now you see all of those catharsis is like a straight lines and a lot of corners. And now subconscious mind seeing those corners like a conflict. Okay, we need to all round those corners and also make all of those lines a bionic. So we're gonna pick it up and we're gonna just like make this line what we threw away and make it bionic. And don't think where you're gonna go, just like let your hand draw that line. And the way you're drawing it is like, for example, you want to go this way, but you slightly go under another way, and you could just like stretch all your catharsis. And check out anything change in your body emotionally as you draw those bionic lines. And then after this, you see all of those angles, you need to conjoin them so your mind doesn't see those angles. How you do it, you kind of like draw like a little smiley face inside or make that segment around you. Just like that. And you need to every corner you need to have like a touch of the marker and make it all conjoined and solved, just like in the nature. And in this part, usually people start to feel emotions like, what am I doing? Like kind of resistance. It maybe resistance could be like different, like you don't want to draw it, or because brain doesn't ever want to change, it's comfortable to where it is. So when you're going to start to change your brain and draw like kind of neurons here and the piece of paper, you're gonna start feeling something that it doesn't want to change. It could be irritation, or you may feel tired. So see what you feel right now as you round in all the corners and making everything this bionic line. It is very important to finish this step of rounding it all, because if we leave some corners of already conflict of the catharsis, we can kind of like make it even more come to the surface, maybe more sharpy. Brain see those corners like, sharp things. And as you draw, think of that also emotion of what are you releasing, like that fears, like what can you do to manage it? Think that you have the Biomedis for your help. You can drink some water. You can do this tapping technique I showed you today. Maybe other things you can do. Just go and stay with your bare feet in the sand or grass. can help you with to release emotion, to be grounded. For some people, like angry and that kind of emotion, they can go in the gym and release it. Prayers, meditations. What else can you do? Think. So what else you can do as you round in it? Think of what you're already doing to manage your stress. Maybe it could be, something like very simple, like taking a bath with certain oil, like lavender or eucalyptus, with the Epsom salt, which release muscle tension. Maybe sit in the sauna. And so they say that it's very good to sweat it out, all those negative emotions as well. Run. What do you like to do? Something active or something like more passive, like, lie down and listen to a nice meditation and release it. But you always can do something, right? Now you know that all the negative emotions in the long term be very harmful. So you gotta learn how to do management. You come from work, maybe tired and stressed. Do you go straight to your TV, or you maybe go to take a shower or take a walk? Do you feel like good enough to go to sleep clean, to give yourself good rest? So what is here in the picture we're doing? We're creating like a new, we're building like our brain here, and see now everything becoming very bionic. And the goal is here to hide that catharsis so your brain doesn't see it anymore. So you create all of those lines to kind of cover it up. And talking yourself and thinking yourself of how you want it to be. Okay, and then of course on each intersections you see you need to round it up to make it so for your brain, right? So everything is in your line transition is nice and smooth. Also, if you have like a big segment, I want to show you another way of rounding. You just go and you draw like a little circle in the segment. Not just like every corner by itself, but you pick it up and you just go inside. And this way it's just faster. It will be much faster if you circle. Okay. Okay, and check your body. What do you feel on your physical body? What's going on? Maybe like you start to have like a deep exhale or relieving effect. Or some people have can cry. It's also a good release. Yawning is very common. Yawning is also a very good sign of transformation, like your nerve system finally relax, you release that tension. And do you become more agitated or you become more calm? Could be different for everybody. Okay. So put it everything on a piece of paper by you, all of your reflections. Also check out what are you thinking about at this moment, and close your eyes and what image come to you as you finishing up this step. Okay. This is like we work with our own psychology. It's called composition and rounding. It's a personal psychology. Now we're gonna go, next step is a social psychology, when our composition is gonna create a neural lines outside of our world, or like people or subject or object outside. And we start to draw like new neural lines Draw maybe somewhere where you feel like it's more empty. Start to draw new neural lines there. And as you draw those lines, see if you can put somewhere like a circle. Circle which will contain a certain meaning for you. For example, for me, I will be doing a tapping technique. Will be my tapping technique. Then look also where else you can add the line, and you can draw the line from your composition outside, or from outside, kind of like bring it to you, like things happen to you, like new things. Every neurographic line has some kind of meaning. It's a new neural connection, new things, and try to draw them without controlling. Like let your hand go, and let your hand go the way it wants to go. Like you want to go up, you slightly turn it differently. The neurographic line goes unpredictably. Okay. And then see if maybe else, like you have a lot of line, then there is something, some kind of energy, something is going on here. For example, I have a lot of lines here, and I want to create a circle here with another meaning. And for me, that one will be a very good habit for me is go to the ocean and ground myself. That will be my grounding technique. What else can help me? You can see in the picture like something already like kind of like circle. So you just, it also has like arch. You just need to add to it. So maybe this will be a massage therapist for me, because that massages are very important to release all of those negative emotions, because they push it out from the system. I do massages for people, but I don't do it now for myself. What would you like to do for yourself to be like anti-stress remedy? And you name them all. You can even write down of each circle what it means to you, or on a piece of paper. What is the meaning of that circle? Maybe this will be some kind of supplement I'm taking, like anti-stress, like a Bach flower or aromatherapy, or drinking enough water, hot water, help me to release the stress. Then after this, you all need to conjoin all the lines, make it all rounded. And the brain sees as a inside his pattern way, it will be more digestible to your brain. Brain will understand those lines and the meaning, what you put behind them. And that's a language of nature, all of those wavy lines. Now looking at it and creating it and talking to it, that's how you creating all things you want to happen. I already don't see my catharsis on the paper. That's the goal. I don't even know where it is anymore. And the goal for each of you is to really hide it behind your new composition. So your brain doesn't see the problem there anymore. We cover it up with a new meanings. Okay. But in this particular algorithm, we have to do a conjoin on each segment as much as possible to create more smoothly events in your life. So you surround yourself with all these circles, and each circle has certain meanings for you. and you kind of already ingrained it in your mind. That's why neurographic works amazingly. What it creates a new neural connection is a repetition. You need to repeat and repeat to make it a habit, to create the new lines. And other thing, and how you break the neural connection is like you put in less and less attention to it, and that's how you break bad habits or bad emotions. Okay? And you more focus on something what you want to implement in your life. Okay, and see if maybe somewhere in the picture you would like to add more lines. And the more lines you will draw, the more neural connection you create. So it's preferable if you do a lot of lines there. And of course, you can just today put only some and round them, and then later on you can add more. Okay. When you're gonna work on this, already not here, but by yourself, you can also put nice music. I like to put some kind of meditation. For example, you go on YouTube and there you can like find a frequency or music for fear release. And those one works great together. You put the music and you round it, the soul, you go into like a deep meditation and you listen to your body. And you write it down and you listen to your mind, like what your intuition is telling you all about it. And you implement in things you want to implement in your life instead of what you want to remove in this case. Okay. And that's how you can work with each emotion in life, or with any obstacles. This algorithm of removing limitations, any limitation, any burdens in your life, you can work with this algorithm. Check yourself how you feel on your physical. Now, let's do like a checkpoint. Okay, my body feel more relaxed. So I'm gonna write it here. Relaxed. And my emotion calm. I don't feel any fear or chill right now. I'm pretty calm and body relaxed. I close my eyes and I see sun. And sun for me is the power of the universe. What is it? It could be something for you differently, right? See what image you say and what that subconscious mind is telling you through this image. And what do you have in your mind? Any thoughts? Sometimes even like vision from life you can see or think about someone. Some you can hear some song start to play in your mind. All of this, pay attention. This is all your body and subconscious mind language, or whatever you're thinking. Sometimes you know that you think of some person and they call you because it's all vibrational connected. So if you start to think about particular thoughts right now, what is it telling you? Analyze. Okay. So Neurographic can help you even with like things like phobia, like something really stuck in your mind and you try everything but nothing works. I suggest you to try Neurographic to remove it. Okay. I think I finished. Okay, the next step is gonna call archetyping. And that's why we're going to use different colors. Okay. And the way you pick the color today is going to be either what pick color what you like, what calling you, like what attracts you more, or you can just close your eyes and pick whatever comes to you. So let your intuition pick. So I picked this color, okay, green. And I did close my eyes to pick this color. And I start with the green and I start to fill up all of those segments, like randomly. We put in with the color all of those segments and all kind of different other shapes. It could be round shape, the whole like green, or it could be like another different kind of shapes. With the color, you can create the movement of the energy. With the color, you can put a different meaning. For example, for some people, green could mean like money. For some, green could mean healing. For me, it does mean both healing and it also heart chakra. But I also can just, color the whole circle like this. Whatever you feel and whatever you like. But the rule is here is not just to color one segment. Like if you like do one segment like this and want to leave it, it's not good because it creates separation. So it has to be at least two segments together or more. And that's the rule. So it's kind of it coming like a communication in between segments. And the step called archetyping is connecting you to a certain archetype. To maybe, there's different archetypes exist. For example, archetype mother. When we say mother, we all know that mother is, is archetype characteristic is caring, loving, right? Or could be archetype of the warrior, strong, disciplined, or could be archetype of the person who heal a certain condition or a certain negative emotion, or like people who went through fear, for example, archetype. They all become kind of like warriors, right? Brave. So I already picked yellow color. I just look at it and it attracted me. And in neurographic, a yellow color is the most favorable because it kind of like brings the light in your composition. What is it yellow means to you? For everybody of us, color could mean different things. For some, it will be like earth, grounding. What is yellow for you? That's energy. What energy you want to put? Or maybe it will be like a third chakra willpower to bring like more willpower in my project, in my braveness. Okay, I would like to take now another color. I'll pick this blue, like a water element. And the water can bring some strength of transformation, liquidity. calmness. So blue for me is calming me down. Just like I look at the ocean, it calms me down. This color blue also calms me down. What color did you pick and what does it mean for you? What energy that color? You can also leave white color segments because white is also color. It doesn't have to be all colored. So see if you want to leave color. I want to put more color in there and more energy. So I'm go ahead and continue with orange. Orange. I started like smiling with my reflections. So orange to me is like it's orange juice, holiday, happiness. Orange can mean second chakra, which is emotions, passion, sexuality. Mhm. This is also step of social psychology. It's you and all people who is under the same egregor archetype, people who feel that particular emotion you are drawing today, a particular limitation you're working on today. And check yourself again on the four reflectory point. What is that going on in your body? What emotions, what thoughts you have right now? And if you close your eyes, what do you see? My image is again sun, and it's like kids drawing sun with a smile. Like it's smiling from above to me. And that smile makes me smile. So I'm also smiling. And it gives me emotion of happiness. And I think all of those meaning for me that, this neurographic already helped me to release fear. And instead of this, I feel more relaxed. Relax, going with the flow state. Okay, and I would like to leave those white ones. Maybe later I will color them, maybe, but right now I don't want to do it. So let's write down what is that you feel right now. So I saw sun, smile, gives me smile, I smile also. I felt happiness. And I thought that the Neurographica helped me with emotion. What is that you felt? Write down all these 4 points. That's how you learning to talk with yourself. Next step is called field lines. That's we for this we're gonna take the thick marker, or if you have the same marker, you're just gonna do a few times on the same line drawing to create a thick line. And I'm gonna take this marker, and you can create this thick line from line you already have. You just make it very thick on your paper. Go over and over it a few times and you vibrate it, send like it has an energy. Don't make it flat, but like vibration bionic. And a few times. And this is already transpersonal psychology. It's a connection to the universe. And maybe that emotion you have right now, you need to go through and learn how to manage it. Or maybe that emotion will change something and transform you in some way. So you make it like a very visible, thick line on your paper. Okay, you can do just one or you can create as many as you want. I would like to put another one and another one. I'll show you another way how you can draw the line. You can just draw the brand new line. Doesn't have to go over the lines you already had, but it could just, I can create completely new line. Okay. And of course, to make it more visible, I'm going to draw a few times more. And every time I repeat this drawing, I'm going to put intention in it. Okay, I connect myself to the universe and I take the energy of braveness. What I'm going through right now is as I'm learning in the learning process, and I'm mindfully reducing my fear because I can control it. Okay. So after this, after you create this universal God lines, you also want to conjoin them and make everything round. Especially this line has to be like very harmonic. Okay. So give it the time and very carefully conjoin or round it all the corner from every side of the line. Make everything nice and smooth. If you have like little like these segments, you can just make them all black, go into the line. You can just color it because you don't want your mind kind of like pay attention and look at those small things. And it's easier to draw thick line. The more thick line is, the more sure you are. More brave. Thin is would be more sensitive. Okay. And you make sure you go over one side and then over another side to create everywhere a smooth transition of the line. Mhm. And also, of course, see what is the reflection points in your body. Write it down, what you feel in your body. For example, for me right now, suddenly I have like running nose. That's also my body react to whatever I'm drawing. What does it mean to me? Running nose and the lines with the universe, field lines. Maybe for me it means that some kind of detox right now on this level going on. I feel like I even want to sneeze or something. That's interesting. So, and not like my eyes start to kind of like also watering. Interesting direction. Well, definitely detox for me, but for some other person experience same things may mean different. Okay. Next step is going to be a fixation figure. Will be the most important figure on your drawing, and it will contain the most important meaning. Draw also it with a thick line. It can be any figure on your drawing you already see, or it can be completely different figure. For example, today, this round I really like, and I just want to make this one a fixation figure for myself. And when I draw this circle, I make it thick. And I also create a meaning of it. It could be the meaning before what it was, or it could be a completely different meaning I want to create. Right now, I want to put it that I am a creator. I'm a creator of the life, and that will be a meaning. I'm creator of my own life, and I have a choice to have a fear or react to a situation differently. And after you make this circle, you decide what you want to pick. And as I said, you can create like different, like I could have drawn something new here, new figure, and give it a name, give it a meaning. After that, you also need to round it and make everything bionic and rounding with everything on the list, with all of your composition. See what's going on with you. Like for me, right now, I feel it like I don't have runny nose anymore. That symptom went away. So it was only on the lines. But right now, I feel fine, like everything back to normal. I'm thinking, how interesting. And I see like a fast river on the back screen of my mind. And to me, that means a flow, be in the flow. That's what it means to me. Check what's going on with you, like what is going on with your body, what emotion you feel, what do you see, what subconscious minds show you, and what is that in that language, what does it mean to you when you see that image. You know that everything is in your subconscious mind and recorded from your past experiences, and for everyone that meaning could be very different from another. So, and of course, when you finish it, write it down. So for me, it was running nose on lines, on the field lines. And then it stopped when I did the fixation figure. Or I made my decision, right? To be a creator of my own life, to take everything in my hands. And emotions, I feel calmness, and I'm like sure I can do it. Okay, and it was fast river. To me, it's all transformative. So you write down everything what you feel in the neurographic. It's not just drawing, but it also listen to your body a lot. And we almost finished. Now the next step is called stylization. And stylization step is to make your drawing even more beautiful to your eyes. Like you see, maybe you will find more corners you need to round. Maybe you want add extra lines. Maybe I would like to like add extra lines, like very thin ones. Maybe you want to take like pencils, like I have like different colors, and go over some colors to create different tones. So make it beautiful for you to look at. Like you satisfied with this, you feel great about it, then your work is done. Okay, and yeah, I would like to do some extra thin line. So my picture would be like a really 3D. So I have like thick lines, I have medium lines, and I would like to add like thin lines into my composition. It's just like in the brain, right? There are neurons, there are thicker ones and thinner ones. So we create like a more natural looking picture, more like nature. Okay, of course, every line you add, you need to conjoin it with all other lines. You can create like an even new figures. For example, I want to like add another one here. Or some kind of success figure or something good happened to me. You can maybe name it later. So you can add as many circles and as many lines. And remember, as I said before, the more lines you create, the better the result in your mind. So you're going to have more results. You planted more seeds, you get more plants and results. You can also take like different color. For example, I want to use now pencil and just go over some of the segments and create different shades. So the picture has to be like, be creative. It has to be fun for you, looking nice and the way you like it. Maybe different shapes you create, new meanings you put, um, new energy with the color, right? And of course, on this step, you also check on yourself of how your reflection is going on. What do you feel? Like I feel that I have like more energy right now, what was in the beginning, and right now I feel like behind my back I have like wings, support. I have zero fear, absolutely zero fear. Check on your emotion, like what when you start to draw, what emotion you drew, and check if it's already gone or you still have it a little present. And you can create and try different things. Be brave. Like for example, I took now green and I go over the orange just because I wanted to do it. I don't know how it's gonna look like yet, but for some reason I had a call to do it, and I just let my creativity pick it up. And see, we create different shapes, different meaning. We work more. After this, you can put this picture somewhere and look at it, and it will give you energy. Every time you look at the picture, it will work on your subconscious mind because you remember everything what happened in your subconscious mind, what meanings you put. Even if now you don't remember all of those circles, what they mean to you, your subconscious remember it. While we do the stylization, let's talk a little bit more about negative emotions and in particular fear. You know what they say that during the COVID pandemic, most people got sick because of the fear. So COVID had a big psychosomatic factor in here. The fear play a big role. Here I want to add some pink color. For me, it's just to add some brightness. It's also an element of fire and energy for me. When you're afraid, the body is stressed out, tenses up, contracts. The body wants to hide, becomes smaller, that's why it contracts. The feelings may be different. You may feel aggression, panic, apathy, stupor, tension. All tension caused by fear leads up to a body, mind, and energy exhaustion. Often fear is presented when there is no knowledge, person afraid of unknown. Here I want to add some blue to create a smooth transition from one color to another. I want to take some green again to color areas where you can see the white through green, so it's more neat. And here with the pink, I will fill out the segments which I left white before. And now you can see a different shades of pink on my picture, so it creates a different effect. Can we see that I left one white segment on the composition? And I remember I told you before that you cannot leave one because it's a separation. So what you can do, you can take a marker, and I'll take the fine point marker here to create thin lines and just divide this segment in a few ones, and you'll fix the problem. With the green pencil here, I will color again white segments. So I have all different shades of greens now, as you see. You can mix highlighters, pencils, markers in one composition, and it creates a different interesting effects. And as I said before, that each color, each shade give a different energy to your project. With the fine point marker, I want to add extra lines to create a volume in the picture. So what can you do to stop the fear? Well, first, you need to stop the flow of negative thoughts and calm down. And how do you do it? The easy one is you can take a deep breath in and out and do it like 10, 20 times. Inhalation and exhalation. And then even up your breath, make it all even, and then slow it down. You can also cry. It also helps to release a lot of emotions. Do you know that each emotion gives different kinds of tears? You can find on the internet a different teardrops on the microscopes, and it has all different patterns, and all of those tears have different chemicals in them. So each emotion create a different chemical composition, and when it released through the tears, we can see all those different patterns. How cool is that? You can also hug yourself, pat yourself on the shoulder, say to yourself, I can handle it. Everything always passes, and this will pass as well. And I will be fine. Also very helpful just to look on horizon, perhaps in the sunrise or sunset. It's also very calming, and through the eyes you receive to the brain different colors, and the colors are also energy. And you know what, they also say that when you look at the sunrise or sunset, you don't need to eat much because you eat that energy through the eyes. On my full course, I will talk in details what emotion can cause what disease and certain body systems. Let me give you some examples. For example, fear, like conflict, self-devaluation, may create bone disease. Fear of being alone gives problems with the skin. Skin is about contact issues. Fear of the future may manifest in the neck pain or neck knots. If you have problems with your visions, then there is a fear from what you can see or cannot see. For example, if you cannot see far away, this means that you're afraid of the future. And if you cannot see close, then you don't want to see something which is right in front of you, or what happened in front of your eyes. If someone's scared of losing someone close in family, they may develop problems with ovaries and testicles. Fear of not being accepted in society affect rectum, and fear of death always affect the lungs. When you're afraid of something, think and ask yourself some questions. How likely is this situation can happen to me? Do I know anyone personally who copes with such fear? How did they do it? What is the worst will happen if this happen? And why did you think that this will happen? Where did you get this fear from? Is it your fear or somebody else's fear? And what can I do right now to remove this fear? Do you know that if you express your fear on the paper, then it will be already weakened? So you can write it down, or you can draw neurographics with me like today. The fear blocks emotions, blocks muscles, and like in shoulders, neck very often. And then everything contracts. And that's as reaction to fear. That will bring us to tight our neck and shoulders even more, pull them in. The neck becomes short and some people develop hump neck. Under stress and fears and other negative emotions, the jaws always contract. It's a reaction, it's automatic reactions of the body. So very often on my massage table, I have people who always have a tightness in the jaw. And when I ask if person have stress, yes. So, if you massage your jaw, and I will show you how to work with jaw and how to do exercise in my course. So if you relax your jaw, your body will automatically relax as well. So working on your jaw, massaging and doing certain exercise can relieve the stress. When your neck and shoulder tight, it also block the blood flow to your head. And as a result, people start to lose memory, it deteriorates, headaches, migraine, tension headaches, tension migraines may appear. Vagus nerve can get trapped in those tense muscles. And this alone may cause so many problems like digestive issues, heart problem, low immunity, adaptivity, low energy. So it is very, very important to know how to manage stress, how to manage the emotions. So come to my course, my friends, and I will teach you all different simple techniques, how to release stress, massage techniques, Qigong techniques, all neurobionics, and also we draw some more neurographics. I will also talk about healing food. It is very important what you eat. They say what you eat is that what you made from. And of course, we're going to talk about bioresonance, what complexes you can use with the Trinity. So by the end of the course, hopefully, you will learn how to manage the stress and start to feel better. And I think I finished my picture. I'm completely satisfied and I think I'm done. After we finish stilization, we also need to write 20 words for 2 minutes. So we have a theme, and in my case, it was fear. What you have? And now I'm going to set alarm, and I'm going to send alarm now for 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes I'll also write down as many words as possible, whatever comes in your mind. Let's go. Okay, and now count how many words did you write. I have 21 words. And I can also analyze those words. For example, I would like to, with orange color, highlight the words which for positive meaning. I have like awesome, brave, love, satisfaction, strength, pure, fireworks, interesting word, power. And I also noticed that I wrote brave and braveness twice. So that's opposite of the fear. Good. Interest. I also have one sentence. I can do it. I would like to highlight it with the pink color. And I like this word fun. So if meaning for me, I'll have a fun in the process. And I also see that I have few words which has like arguments. I don't know why I have this, but it's something I think in a negative nature. So I will also highlight it for me to work on this or think about it. Oh, sunshine and sun twice. Yes, because I have the visualization during the session of the sun and it comes to me. And I like the word power. So you can use any color to highlight your words, see what words have some meaning maybe for you, or they give you some reflections, like bring you energy or interest or By the way, I do have also a word interest. So it's kind of like a little mini art when you follow your words you wrote down. I also have interest in words. I don't know what it is yet about, like sea, salty. And I also have random words like bowl, and social. To me, maybe it means that I need to play more of my sound healing bowls outside, like do a group meditation. So analyze also your words. See what you wrote. What does it mean to you? What energy that word gives you at the moment. Okay? And that's how we finish our practice. Finish your work. And at the end, of course, you need to write down all your reflections, what you feel in the body, what emotions you have. Close your eyes, what vision comes to you, and what all of that combinations means to you. Hopefully, during the drawing, you will continue to write down all your reflections, so you can just review what you had, what feeling, and what was going on with you in the body, emotions, mind, and visual levels. Did you have any insight during your session? I did. I had insight that I need to trust universe, because all what is happening for me, and I need to be free from fear. It's all by design. I also would like to highlight my insight. There's a marker, and so my brain picked this insight up. And that's how I'm going to live from now on. I'm going to trust the universe, because. So also write your insight. What insight you got during the sessions? What you learned from today? So I have for you exclusive offer, which include 10-session course on psychosomatics. And this course, we will talk about diseases in musculoskeletal, gastrointestinal, reproductive, cardiovascular, excretory, respiratory, endocrine, nervous, lymphatic, and integumentary systems. On each class, we will talk about what complexes you can use in Biomedis Trinity for each body systems or bioresonance. We will talk about healing foods and different body therapy and exercises, and also emotions, meditations, and other different tips. And I will also give you a master class and some neurobionics exercise and neurographics coaching session. Each session will take about 2 hours, and so it's like 20 hours course, and it starts very soon on May 3rd. The cost of the course, it's free for our premium members. The membership for a year costs $100 for Biomedis International clients, or $500 for outside clients. In order to receive the recording, you need to register, so we know that you are interested to have this class. If you don't have a premium membership, I would highly recommend you to get one, Or if you don't want it, you can purchase all 10 classes for $88. And this price is good till May 3rd. After May 3rd class, you can buy only each individual classes and decide if you want to go and explore further and deeper. What I want to say at the end, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much who stay with me. You are brave. I wish you a very nice weekend. Have fun. Stay positive. And my pleasure to be here with you and share with you what I know. Bye-bye.